What is up, guys? Wrestling Premiere is here. Double upload. Since these videos are pretty easy to make, I decided why not make a video on who I think will win the matches at WrestleMania 37. Personally, I think it's going to be a good event. And spoiler alert, keyword spoiler alert, I think there's going to be some returns. Do I expect John Cena to be there? No. I also don't expect Cena to be there, but you never know. Anyways, let's get into it. WrestleMania 37 predictions. First up, Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. So the build for this match hasn't been the best. It doesn't feel that grand to me, but the moment the bell rings, I'll be hyped. Guarantee McIntyre comes out with that big sword. I would say Lashley retains, but they took away the Hurt Business, which was the best thing on Raw. So expect a Drew victory with some boos from the crowd. That's what I think. Add to that, WWE likes its moments. I think they'd prefer to have Drew go on top in the first WWE match with crowds back. I do think Lashley should retain though, but I believe Drew's the way they're gonna go. Next up, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and Morrison. Okay, a match that I personally didn't expect to see a few months. Like, Bad Bunny in WWE? I mean, I've known for years he's a wrestling fan. You know, there's a song called Shambaya, this song called Mia with Drake. He referenced Eddie Guerrero, and I like it like that. Featured Stone Cold in a music video. He's definitely passionate about the product. I think he'll shock us all with a good performance, and the chances of Miz and Morrison winning are about as likely as me getting 100K within this week. Hoping is a good way of pushing Priest too, and I think he's got the talent to be a major player, but at the end of the day, it's up to one guy. My pick is Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, with Bad Bunny pinning The Miz himself. Okay, New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. Okay, this one is underwhelming, not because of any of the guys, but due to the fact that some of us wanted an AJ Triple H match. Then again, I was the one who was expecting an AJ Styles and Triple H match. They didn't even tease it in the first place. This match doesn't feel that much of a big deal, but it's the New Day and AJ Styles. Omos, he better come out in a mauve turtleneck or we riot. If he can work just a little, if he could work just a little, he will be a success. And just looking at him, why in the hell wouldn't you push this guy? I see this as a W for Styles and Omos, eventually leading to a story between them, so there's that. Next up, Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. This one. Personally, I just don't care about this feud. Add to that, it's a steel cage match. I'm just not interested. The build for this one was pretty forgettable. I doubt they'll impress, but whatever spot Shane McMahon does, certainly will. I say they'll go the Kevin Owens route where he wins, but only because Braun threw him off the top of the cage. So there's that. My pick, Shane McMahon. But he gets his ass beat. Okay, Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. This is the guy who a bunch believe is world championship material. It's his match. This is his match. He's going to win at my eyes. By the looks of it, he'll get that world title shot in due time. And of course, I expect a good match from these two. Add to that an electric crowd. Yeah, it will be fun. My pick, Cesaro. Okay, tag team turmoil. Winner challenges for the tag titles. I'm just going to say it. Lana and Naomi. I would prefer the Riot Squad because they're an actual tag team, but it's WWE. I expect Lana and Naomi to win the titles too, so there's that. And the main event for night one, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Okay, this match will be excellent. Everyone's going to forget the build and be raving about how good this match is. The lively atmosphere is going to add to it, and I have no doubt in my mind that Belair is going to win this one. The pyro is going to go on. She's going to end WrestleMania on top, and I would predict a Sasha turn, but that'll happen later on. I don't think it's going to happen in the main event of WrestleMania night one. Okay, moving on to night two. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Another build to a WrestleMania match that was bad. They rehashed the Smackdown Women's title thing with these two. In regards to the build, it'll be a cool match. I do think it's time for Rhea to win it. Asuka's run has been so forgettable and it needs a merciful end. My pick, Rhea Ripley, new champion. Might be too soon, but she's got the goods. The Fiend versus Randy Orton. I mean, is there anyone that thinks Orton's winning? Nah, Fiend all the way. Had it been a Firefly Funhouse match, I would have expected a Cena cameo, but that clearly isn't the case. Orton takes a break afterwards and asks for the Fiend. I honestly don't know where they'll go with him following WrestleMania. Next up, Big E versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship in a Nigerian drum match. Whatever that is will lead to an Apollo victory. I think he deserves that title and perhaps a faction/group of cronies to lead. Big E's probably going to climb up the card and feud with much more notable guys, hopefully. So yeah, my pick, Apollo Crews. Okay, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. This is one of my favorite feuds. It's likely one of yours. These guys, one way or another, are always destined to team up or feud. Whatever they do together, it's cool. Unfortunately, Logan Paul's involved. Might lead to this guy showing up, which would be a huge nightmare if you've seen how he conducts himself. I don't really mind Logan, but regarding these two, if the match has enough time, it'll be superb. I'm leaning towards Owens, although I have seen a bunch of people speculate, and this is just Twitter people. They believe that KO is going to realize that this conspiracy is real and ends up turning Sami babyface. They form a tag team or whatever. But either way, Owens wins it, and one of two things happens. Either Logan Paul punches Sami and Michael Cole shouting, "What a WrestleMania moment," even though it isn't, or Logan takes a stunner, which I hope happens. My pick, Kevin Owens. Riddle versus Sheamus for the United States Championship. Oh, this one's easy. Sheamus all the way. He had a good run and it's time to be rewarded. I didn't expect him to be one of my favorite WWE wrestlers of the year, but he certainly is. Jackson Baszler versus the winners. Depends on who wins this. If it's Lana and Naomi, I expect them to win. Otherwise, these two keep the titles. If it's the Riot Squad or the others, yeah, they're definitely going to retain the titles. That's what I think. My pick goes to Lana and Naomi. Okay, Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship. The main event of night 2. This is my favorite build of any match from this WrestleMania. All three men are obsessed with championship gold, especially Edge, who is so damn paranoid that any match he competes in could be his final one. It'll most likely be my favorite match in the night, and regardless of who wins, I will be satisfied. The case for Roman, they probably want this run to heat up and end at SummerSlam or even WrestleMania by somebody like Seth Rollins. The case for Edge, 10 years to the day, he's never lost that title and technically has a claim to it, and it makes for a good story. The case for Daniel Bryan, I don't know if Edge is even a full-fledged heel, but say WWE wanted to end the show on a positive with a good guy winning it, maybe they'd have Daniel Bryan hoist the title in the air in the end. Then again, he might get booed out of the building. We don't know what it's going to be like at WrestleMania. Highly unlikely Daniel Bryan gets booed, but like I said, you never know. But with that said, my pick goes to Edge. I think he'll get angry as the match goes on and has a moment where he destroys Daniel Bryan, turning into a full-fledged heel to win the title. Something like Austin at WrestleMania 17 where he gets frustrated with Rock. That's what I think is going to happen, but we might just have him. What are your WrestleMania 37 predictions? Please comment down below. That's it for this video. Make sure you hit a Superman punch on the like button and perhaps a spear on the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.